Support my friend, Rayo Valenzuela, and then to see a good unification bout tonight. So it's going to be a good night.
You just missed Jermall Charlo.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know his big brother, Jermall Charlo. Any chance you guys talk to each other this weekend?
I haven't seen him at all. I thought I was going to run into him. I thought he was going to be here too. So I'm sure we'll run into each other. We'll make it a little spicy. So we'll see what happens.
Do you feel the pressure with the homecoming fight against Lemieux?
Nah, man. I feel like I've been fighting in the bubble. Before my last fight, I had been in the bubble 2 fights. So when you go from fighting with no crowd to fighting with the crowd, it's just a whole different experience. So I'm just really excited, to be back in my hometown, especially to fight for another title. It's another big opportunity for me. So I'm just ready to go. I'm excited.
Do you have to win the fight, or you have to knock him out? Is it just about just win and get your hand raised, regardless of how it is, or do you have to knock him out to the stage?
So with every fight I go into, I want to either get a knockout or a stoppage. I think I have 5 straight stoppages, since I came back from my suspension. So that's the plan. I want to go in there and I want to give it. I don't want to leave any doubts in any of the fighters or not any of the fighters, of any of the fans that I won the fight. So the stoppage is always the main thing I'm going for.
Do you see this fight going past 6 rounds?
I don't think so. I feel like the style that David Lemieux has, it's basically tailor-made for my style to go in there and stop him. But it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a hard fight. David Lemieux, I feel like he's really motivated too. He's obviously fighting for another title too, just like I am. So he's a big puncher. I think with the big punches, the last thing that goes is the power. So I'm going in there and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun fight.
Since the Angulo fight, like these guys have been increasingly just putting the handcuffs on. Like they're just shelling up and not trying to exchange. Do you think that's gonna be the case with Lemieux? And has that been tough to get, not the stoppage, but that knockout?
It's a little bit tough, but as a professional, as a world class, as one of the best super middleweights in the world, you got to learn how to work around that. If they put their hands up, you go down low. When they put the hands down low, you mix it up to the middle, you go to the top. So it's definitely just helping me in the long run. It's like you got to learn how to deal with adversity. I want to be like Edgar Berlanga, where he says, I didn't knock this guy out because he was running from me the whole fight. You're gonna get people that run from you the whole fight. It's up to you to figure that out and try to knock them out, even though they run from you.
Are you looking to pursue the Lemieux fight the same way Golovkin did, as far as the same game plan, since he has so much power?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like with Golovkin, he had one of the things that made that fight, made it go his way for him was the jab. And for me, I don't really got to go trying to do that because naturally, just the jab comes out for me, and that's my bread and butter right there. But I definitely have a lot of other things I could do, different from Golovkin. I'm not the same fighter as Golovkin, but I feel like I could, I could even get a even more impressive stoppage than Golovkin, because I have a lot of speed. I put my combinations together, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
After the Lemieux fight, if you can't get Caleb or Charlo next, is Demetrius Andrade the fight you're looking to make, since he's the only one that's willing to fight you?
Definitely. I think Demetrius Andrade is only the only other fighter that makes sense. These other fighters I want to get is either Caleb Plant, Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, even if we could get Edgar Berlanga in there. And if not, I think it might be time to go up to 175. I've been trying to make all these fights happen for a long, long time, but I feel like right now, when I win the WBC interim title, I'll have a little bit more leverage. But if I can't make them happen, it's because the fighters don't want to fight and take the fight with me, so I think it might be time to go up to 175.
What about the possibility of fighting David Morrell Jr. then?
That would be a great fight too. So there's a lot of good fights on the table. So if we could get any of those fights, those would be the fights I would love to get. But like I said, if I can't get any of those fights, then I might go up to 175.
Now you had a
Is
fight
there any
against
truth? Is there any truth to Samson saying that just to get into talks with Boo Boo, they need at least a $7 million?
No, it's not true at all. It's not true at all. I feel like if I want to get the fights, I want to sacrifice a little bit less money to get the opportunity to get my name out there, then that's what's going to happen. Everything comes to me and my dad first. If we decline the fight, because we're not, it comes from us. I'm not going to say, if I don't get $8 million, I'm not going to take that fight. I've never even made $8 million, and why would I decline a fight with Hugo Andrade? I feel like you have to look at the opportunity first, and whoever shines from there, then after the fight, you get $8 million. But I wouldn't decline that fight for no $8 million.
And you know what? I also got in touch with Boo Boo's father also, if he's watching. Shout out to him. He's a great person. He told me that this is the last fight, and they're gonna go. They're gonna be free agents. So we are working on that fight, me and his father right now, and try to make it happen. You know, they said that they're willing to make that fight, so we're excited. Hopefully that fight could come up next.
Now, Jose, you were talking about the thing there with Paul Andrade, and he pretty much like gives you and David Benavidez the same respect as far as like, you know, that's like a fight that they're, you know, entertaining, but they just give y'all so much love.
Of course, you know, nobody wants to fight Bubu Andrade. You know, he's a slick fighter. Everybody says that he's a terrible fighter. He's not a terrible fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. That's why nobody wants to face him. We're willing to take that challenge. I think David could stop him. You know, we have to work on closing the angles and cut the ring up and attacking that body. You know, he has to move around and find a way to beat David. Also, I think that's a great fight for both of them in order to go to the next level.
Hey, David, would you rather fight Andrade after you guys force Canelo to vacate the titles than fight in a unification, or you don't care about it and you'd rather fight now, just unifying the interim
I
titles?
don't care. I feel like whatever fight comes first. You know, right now, to be honest, I'm kind of like forgetting about a Canelo fight because he's over there in Daz and he's doing his thing. He's saying he's going to fight Bivol and Golovkin, and then I heard he might fight John Ryder. You know, so like I said, I feel like I got to take this route and fight everybody over here. And then at the end of the day, that's going to give me more experience that I need, because at the end of the day, Canelo, he's where he's at because he has experience. You know, he's fought a lot of great fighters, so I feel like if I go the same route, fight all these great fighters, beat them, I'm gonna have enough experience to go in there and feel more comfortable with the fight with Canelo.
David,
think
two more
Plant is-
questions. One, how much does being a family man and a father change you as a person and a fighter? And you have to get that Canelo fight before his career is over. Is that guy, you gonna chase him now before he hangs him up? You gotta see him?
Yeah,
Regardless of
I
his 2-3 years
think
back?
I still have a long time to make that fight happen. I don't think he's retiring anytime soon. I think, what is he, like 32, 33?
30, 31.
31, so I mean, I don't think he's even thinking about retirement, especially the way his career is going right now. So for me, you know, I'm getting older, you know, I'm getting more experience, I'm getting stronger, you know, I'm feeling even more comfortable in the ring now. So if it happens now or in 2-3 years, you know, I'll be ready for whenever the opportunity comes. But as for me, and you know, being a family man, having my family here, you know, this is just the best. You know, it gives me all the motivation I need in the world. You know, yesterday we were at the gym. I was with my wife and I was with my son, and he's right there throwing some punches and stuff. You know, so it makes me happy. I feel like when a boxer that's happy and has a motive, is working for him and his family, I think he can't be stopped.
Let me ask you, David. You know, I know you brought up a lot of names in this interview as far as the guys that you like to fight at 168. With the exception of Canelo out of the equation, who do you feel would possess the most challenge for you as far as the fighters such as Charlo?
To be honest, I have to be 100% ready for all of them. They're all good. That's why this is a different level right now. You know, I can't tell you who's going to be hard and who's going to be not, because I haven't been in the ring with them. I mean, they're all pretty good, so you just have to be ready for all of them. And you can't go into a fight thinking that this fighter, he's not going to hit hard, or he's not going to be fast. You know, because sometimes you go in the fight thinking like that, you might get surprised. So I feel like everybody I go in the ring with, I got to be 100% ready for.
Do you think Plant is go ahead.
That's what I was going to bring up right now. You know, the fight that we really won, that we really worked so hard for it, and it was. I did talk to Luis de Cuba's, Caleb Plant's manager. He says that I'm not David's manager, that I'm just a trainer. I am David's manager, and I did reach out to Luis de Cuba to make that fight with Caleb Plant. We were talking, Caleb Plant, Luis tried to do the best to make that fight. It was, we were working on it, and he declined. You know, he said that he wants to fight the best. He wants to fight whoever's up there. He wants to get up in the top right away. Why not make that fight? It doesn't matter what happens with David. David's only 25 years old. Why not fight in September? Why not fight in December? Pick the day, whatever day you want, you know. Stop making all these excuses and let's make it happen. That's the fight we really want to do with Caleb Plant. So whatever happens, I'm pretty sure David's going to come victorious on May 21st. Let's make that fight happen with Caleb Plant. December, September, whenever he wants to do it.
Do you guys think he's serious about fighting you in the second half of the year?
I mean, I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I'm serious. I feel like we've given this fight, you know, we've let it, you know, marinate as long as possible. And I feel like now it's going to be even a better position, because once I get the WBC interim title, there will be no excuse not to fight. You know, he said he wants to get back up to give a rematch to Canelo. This is the best step to do it.
What do you guys think when he was saying, well, now they made me an offer now that I was tied up with Anthony Durrell and
He declined. He doesn't even have a fight with Anthony Riddell. Anthony Riddell.
But before, I mean, we've been in camp for like 5 months, man. And